What's good, duelist fandom here, and today I'm bringing you guys the second episode to Anti-Meta Mondays. Anti-Meta Mondays is a series where we show you a deck that's nowhere on the meta list, that's just pure fun and really entertaining to play as well as watch. So yeah, today we're going to be profiling Zefra. So Zefra is a archetype that actually extends to a lot of other archetypes. It's a pendulum summoning based mechanic, and it does have a unique synchro stuff, so that you can, like, as you can see, we play like a bunch of synchros here. So yeah, it's just gonna be a really fun deck, and yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So first off, for the monsters, you're gonna play, of course, triple Zefra. So Zefra is usually your combo starter. So basically what this does is, in your pendulum scale during your main phase, you can add a Zefra pendulum monster from your extra deck to your extra deck, and then you usually pendulum it out. And then you don't really summon this card because of its unique level. And then what you're going to be usually sending is the Zefra New Secret of the Yang Xing. So if you don't know what this did, is that if this card's pendulum summon or destroyed by an opponent's card effect or by battle, you can add a Yang Xing spell or trap card directly from your deck to your hand. So that's going to grab you the 9 pillars and then get you a free negate. And then, of course, next up we play the triple Zefraxi, our worm that makes things tuner. So basically what this does, if this card's pendulum summon, you can target one Yang Xing or Zefra monster you control, except itself, and then that monster is treated as the tuner. Also place this card on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field, and then all of these effects are once per turn. So yeah, after the 1-ups we play, of course, one Satellar Knight. I'm not even gonna attempt, but I guess Zefra Thubin. Alright, let's just go with that. So what this guy does is that when this card is normal, flip, or pendulum summon, you can add one other Teller Knight, or you can target one other Teller Knight or Zefra card in your monster zone or pendulum zone, and one face-up card your opponent controls, and then destroy them both. So yeah, all of these guys are gonna have the effect. All the 1-ups that we play are gonna have the effect when they're normal, flipped, or pendulum summon. So what Zefra Windy does is you can add a Zefra from your extra deck to your hand, and then what we have the Satellar Knight Zefraxiton. So what this guy does is, you can target one other Teller Knight or Zefra card in your monster zone or pendulum zone, and one set card your opponent controls, and then destroy them both. So this is basically like the marksman, and that's like the heavy infantry of the deck. Next up we play one Zefram Pelika. So what this does is that you can basically add one from grave to hand, and then for our last one we are going to be playing the one Shadal Zefranaga, which bounces for 1. So yeah, next up to our mini engine, we do play the Destrudo engine. Of course, triple Armageddon Knight to send our Destrudo to the graveyard, the Destrudo itself, and then the Mare that we summon off of Yazi. So yeah, that's just a really fun little engine that I really like to play. So basically, you do the Armageddon Knight, send the Destrudo, and then Destrudo effect's gonna summon Armageddon Knight. Then you go into Yazi, and then Yazi target itself and one of the other ones, and then the Yazi's gonna special summon out the Mare. Mare makes Miss Starboy with the tokens and some other stuff. And that combo works if you pendulum summon Armageddon Knight. It doesn't need to be normal summon. So for our hand traps, we want to play a very minimal lineup here. 3 Gamma and a Driver. These hand traps are like, Gamma's super good going first or second because it can negate and destroy something when you control a monster. So basically you just activate Terraforming, and then if they don't have that, if they don't have Ash or they have Droll, you can just Gamma them, and then we do play the Omega, so they can start with 4 cards going second, which is great. And then the 1 Maxi, of course, because it's the god card of this format. So off to our spells, we are of course going to play triple Oracle Zefra. So this card has many effects. So basically when this card's activated, you can search a Zefra monster, and then if a Zefra monster is used for material as one of the summons listed here, then you get a unique effect. So ritual summon, you basically never do that one. So what it does is you shuffle one monster from the field into the deck. Fusion summon, you never do that one either. You special summon one monster from your hand. Synchro, which you do a lot. You choose one monster from your deck and place it on the top, and then XC, you draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. So that's really good at getting rid of your bricks, because you're gonna see you doing the Synchro as well as XZs the most. So next up, we want to play 2 Terraforming. You can bump this up to 3 if you want to. I just do like 2 because this deck is already 40 cards, and I just didn't want to play the 40 first because I thought it would be inconsistent. And then next up, we're going to play triple Zefra Providence. I really, really like this card. So basically, this is, in my personal opinion, this card is like the MVP of the deck. So basically, you add one Zefra card, see how it doesn't have to be a monster or a spell, you can just add whatever you want. And it does have a Return of the Dragon Lord like effect in the graveyard where you can ban, if a Zefra cards would be destroyed by battle or card effect, then you can, oh, is it battle? No, it's just card effect. Yeah, oh no, it's just destroyed. Then you can banish this and then protect it, basically, which is really good. It just gives you built-in protection that the deck doesn't really have, and then that just boosts it really good. Cosmic Cyclone for our anti-spell. We do main it because we can hit other things like the Pendulum Graph and the Spiral Field Spell Resort. So yeah, that's really good. Next up we play triple 9 Pillars. 9 Pillars is really, really good. So basically, if you don't know what this is, you can, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated and you control a Yang Zing card, negate the activation. If you do, shuffle that card into the deck, then destroy one Yang Zing card you control. So that's really good. You don't need to have a monster like it says. It just says card, so you can have a Pendulum Scale and then still use that as well for 9 Pillars fodder. Of course, 2 Zefra War, so you can target one other Zefra card you control and one card your opponent controls, destroy them both. But then if you do have 2 Zefra cards in your Pendulum Zones, which you almost always have, then you can activate this card from your hand, and then that's a hard once per turn. And then for our last card in the main deck, we're going to play 1 Zefra Divine Strike. This is like the Solemn Judgment of Zefra, so basically it negates anything except the monster summon, and then you banish 1 Zefra from your extra deck as cost. So yeah, that's going to be it for the main deck. Let's get off to our extra and side deck. So yeah, let's get right into it. So 1 Baxia. So if you don't know what Baxia or Baxia does, when this card synchro summon, you can target cards up on the field up to the number of different attribute worm type monsters used for the synchro summon of this card, and then shuffle them into the deck. And then once per turn, you can target 1 card you control and 1 level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, destroy that card on the field, and if you do, special summon that other monster from your grave. 1 Yazi for our combo. Yazi really good. So if you don't know what Yazi does is, so this cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects, and then you can only use each of them once per turn. Each of the following effects, sorry. You can target 1 Yang Zing monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls and destroy them both. You're going to be targeting itself so that you can special summon the Mirror. And then when this card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 worm type monster from your deck in defense, which will be the Mirror. So next up, 1 Scarlight. This card's really good for getting rid of problematic monsters, whatever. 1 Chao Feng. I really like Chao Feng. It's just overall really good card. 1 Crimson Blader for our ABC Invoke matchup. 1 Saffron Lord Omega for the Gamma package. And then 1 Ancient Fairy. Sorry, I can't seem to find my Ancient Fairy. But yeah, this is Ancient Fairy, the proxy. So yeah. Other synchros, we do play 1 Black Rose. Black Rose is just good for clearing boards and getting rid of problematic monsters. Metaphys Horse. This card's really good, so if you didn't know what this does, which I'm sure most of you don't because none of you really see this card. So if this card synchro summon, you can activate the appropriate effect depending on the materials. So if use the normal monster to synchro summon this card, then you can, this face-up card is unaffected by other card effects this turn. Effect monster, you can target 1 other face-up on the card, 1 other face-up card on the field and negate that target's effect. And then Pendulum monster, which you are going to be always synchro summoning this, you can, your opponent chooses 1 monster they control and gives control of it to you. So if you didn't know, there's a ruling on this and Masterpiece, and if they only do have the Masterpiece, then they're forced to give it to you, which is like super duper broken. But it isn't treated as tribute summon, which is unfortunate. Exes, very simple. 1 Bugusca, and then the 1 Constellar Plomedy M7. So these are really good. This one's just really good at recycling whatever you could, lost resources or whatever. And then Lynx, 1 Radiant, 1 Starboy for our combo, 1 Deco Talker just for Beef Stick, and then 1 Akash Kick to round off our extra deck. So after our side, like I said, it's really up to personal preference what you want to play on your side. Just use my side as a guide to what you guys want to play. Since we do play the Gamma, we're going to be kind of forced to play our Epsilon. Epsilon's really good because this is a pendulum-based deck. This card's really good against Trickstar for the reincarnation or just anti-spell. in general, anti-spell, this card shuts that down, as well as mistake as well, or any other cards that your opponent might have. 2 Gambasio for getting over problematic monsters. 2 Denko for paleo or anything that you might play against that sets spell and trap. Spells, 2 Wavering Eyes. I really like this card. I don't want to bump it up to 3 because it gets a little too cloggy. The 3rd Cosmic, just in case you go up against a spell heavy deck. 2 Heavy Storm Duster. This card's really good. So basically what this does is it's basically a Twin Twister, but you don't have to discard. However, it is a trap. And then the best card in this side for me by far was 3 Broken Line. So if you don't, so this card's a column-based card, and it's basically a Solemn Judgment. So when a spell, a trap card, or monster effect is activated in this card's column, then you can negate the activation if you do destroy that card. So basically all you do is you can set it inside of your extra monster zone columns. So there's 2, 2, and then the 1 in the middle. You set it in the extra monster zone columns, and then if your opponent just activates a card there, then you can just kill it instantly because it's a column card. That's just really good. Your opponent's going to be forced to summon the monster there now that we do have the link rules. That's been in effect for a while. I really think this card is underrated, and you guys should give it a shot if you haven't already. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave, let me know in the comments below, and leave video suggestions in the comments below. Like always, thank you guys so much for watching. Phantom out.